Hello, fellow tankers. This is Dauntless, and welcome to my new series, Dauntless Tactics. This is a series dedicated to helping you guys get more wins, get more damage, and increase your win rate overall, and hopefully your enjoyment of this game. So, how am I going to do this? Well, that's a good question, right? I'm making this series almost like I don't want to say it's like a class, but basically I want you guys to be able to watch these replays, watch me analyze them in a particular way, showcasing something that I have never seen another World of Tanks YouTuber do before, and break the game down into sections. So if you guys have played World of Tanks for a long period of time, you'll know that most games have a certain feel or rhythm to them, right? You play thousands and thousands of games. There's a reason why there's a similarity, right? 15 tanks on each side, 15 minutes, and most games are going to be over in 7 minutes. And so, after a while, you'll start feeling a rhythm or a pattern or a similarity to how games play. And my goal is to try to analyze that, dissect it, and present it to you in a way that has a structure, has a framework that you guys can wrap your brain around, so that when you're in the heat of the moment, you'll be able to make the right decision for your team and hopefully carry the win. So as you guys know, with 15 players on each team, the odds of you carrying and having a large impact on the game is slim. But needless to say, there are players like me that have a 60-61% win rate on average, and in lower tier vehicles I have anywhere from 60 to 80% win rate in a lot of my tanks. How do I do this? Well, a lot of it is just knowledge and experience, but beyond that, it's how I approach every game. And so hopefully with this series, you guys will be able to understand how I approach every game, and even though I do this mostly out of instinct, you guys will be able to figure out exactly how you can implement this into your own games. So the way I've kind of structured this, and this might change over time, is you'll notice that maybe 1 out of 10 games you'll have a situation where both sides will be fighting it out, and then you'll start losing, and all of a sudden you thought you were going to win and you're not, right? You start losing and it's a slow defeat. Now, a lot of games in World of Tanks are like, oh, we already know who's going to win or lose this situation. That's probably 5 or 6 out of 10 games. But there are 1 to 2 games per every 10 games where you're not sure who's going to win, and then you slowly lose, and then game over, right? And so my goal is to help you with those 1 to 2 games out of every 10 games that you have. And if you think about it, even if you win that 1 extra game that looked hopeless and you're able to turn it around into a victory, there's your 10% win rate, right? So if on average you're winning 50% of your games and you get that 1 extra victory, that's going to really help out with your overall win rate, and then getting additional damage if you're able to survive and read the situation better. Because ultimately, if you're able to win the game, you're killing more enemies and you're going to get more damage as a result. And so my goal is to instruct you in the best way possible to get you those results and help you become better at the game you guys love so much. And so the way I'm going to do this, and I'll just quickly break it down for you, is I'm going to be dissecting the game into 3 parts: phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, as I play the game for you. And I'm going to be breaking down each phase, and it's going to be definitely a little bit more nitty gritty than some of you might like, but that's okay. I'm here to educate you on things if you want to learn, because I know most of you are here on my channel to learn as it is. So phase 1 is going to be what I call the setup phase, right? During the setup, you're going to be trying to get into the best positions possible for your team, and I'm going to help you hopefully analyze the enemy layout depending on what tank you're playing, and getting yourself into a situation that's going to be best suited for you. This mostly just comes with experience, but as I break down game by game, hopefully you guys will kind of get a handle on how I decide where to go at the beginning of the setup. Also, the setup is where you're going to get your initial spotting damage, and hopefully you don't take any damage or very little damage during the setup phase. All right, and then phase 2 is going to be what I call the standoff, or kind of the stalemate of the game, where everybody's already in the position of the map. Phase 1 only lasts about 1 minute to 2 minutes. Phase 2 could potentially last the entirety of the 15 minutes that are left over, or I guess in that case 13 minutes that are left. But this is where everybody's already at their chokes and they are going to be kind of just slowly whittling away at each other. And then the most important phase, phase 3, is kind of the tilt, right? The shift in dynamic. This is where one team suddenly gets an advantage. Maybe you have two teams fighting it out and it's 5v5. All of a sudden, one of them gets hit by Artie and is dead or is stunned, and the team just jump. And you've seen this happen thousands of times, right? Where a heavy tank flank all of a sudden will get rushed and they're just dead. And this is what I call the tilt, right? Phase 3 is the tilt. This happens almost in every game. And sometimes it's hard to spot just because phase 1, phase 2, and the tilt all happen simultaneously. And this is where you get steamrolled because the momentum just transitions all the way through into all 3 phases. And there's nothing you can do about that, unfortunately. But my goal is when the phases are distinct, helping you read them and how to helping you react to those situations. Mostly I'm going to be showing you games where we're playing defensively, right? So if you're recognizing the tilt between phase 2 and phase 3, that transition, right? We're going to be focusing mainly on when your team is losing. Just because when your team is winning, it's not that hard to push in and get extra damage. Obviously, if you recognize the tilt, you're going to be able to get more assistance and far more damage when you act quickly, and it's important not to react prematurely, as you'll see in the replay I'm going to show you after this video. So yeah, anyway, overall guys, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, setup, standoff, yeah, I just named these in my head, and then the tilt, right? So hopefully by kind of breaking down each game very systematically and analyzing what I do, the choices I make, and then giving you guys the tools to do that on your own, and maybe just helping you recognize that you're not as aware of what's happening in the game as you might think, or a lot of you probably kind of have a basic understanding of this, but you might not know exactly how to solidify it. And so this is kind of an experiment. Hopefully you guys like this. If you do, give me encouragement in the comments below. Let me know if you like them or not. Give me a like, give me a sub, all those things, and I will continue to do these for you. My first one is going to be on the map Mines. Hopefully you guys like it. I'm playing in my 1390 and it turned out to be a really good game. So you can click right here to watch that first Dauntless Tactics analysis video. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.